A small bakery owner is answering emails at midnight again. She handles her own bookkeeping, marketing, and customer messages. There's no assistant and no budget to hire one. That scenario is exactly what OpenAI announced a solution for. The company launched a program called ChatGPT for small businesses. At the center of it sits a tool called ChatGPT Work. OpenAI says it is powered by a model called GPT 5.6. The company describes it as an agentic tool for That phrase matters more than it sounds. An agentic tool does not just answer a single question. It plans, sequences, and executes a chain of connected steps. You describe the outcome you want, and it figures out the path. OpenAI says it handles tasks across accounting, marketing, and e-commerce. That covers 3 of the biggest time drains in any small business. This is not a chatbot upgrade with a better vocabulary. The architecture underneath it is meaningfully different from earlier versions. Earlier ChatGPT versions responded and then waited for your next prompt. ChatGPT Work can carry a task across several connected steps on its own. That changes what a solo professional can realistically get done in a day. OpenAI has built partner integrations into the program from the start. The confirmed partners include Dropbox, Shopify, Intuit, Slack, and Wix. Each connection gives the agent a real surface to actually work on. A Shopify store owner could, in theory, describe a promotional campaign. The agent could draft copy, organize the offer, and queue the content. The owner still approves everything before anything goes live. That distinction matters, and we will come back to it. OpenAI held events called Small Business AI Jams to test adoption. The company says 78% of participants built a working workflow in one day. It also says 42% saved over 5 hours weekly. Those are company-reported figures, not independent audit results. Treat them as directional rather than guaranteed. But even directionally, 5 saved hours per week is significant. For a solo operator billing by the hour, that is recoverable time. For a small team, that is a meaningful reduction in administrative drag. Now consider what a realistic workflow actually looks like with these tools. Imagine a freelance marketing consultant managing 3 to 5 small clients. She uses ChatGPT Work to draft weekly performance summaries per client. The agent pulls from notes she drops into a connected Notion workspace. Notion acts as a structured memory layer for client information and history. The agent reads that context and produces a first draft summary. She reviews the draft, adjusts the tone, and sends the final version. What used to take 90 minutes now takes under 20. That change is already happening for professionals using earlier agentic tools. GPT 5.6 raises the bar on how coherent and context-aware those drafts are. Now extend that workflow one layer further with N8N. N8N is an automation tool that connects apps without requiring code. You can build a trigger in N8N that watches for a new client brief. When the brief lands in her inbox, 8N sends it to ChatGPT Work automatically. ChatGPT Work processes it and drops a structured response into Google Sheets. The spreadsheet becomes a living task list the consultant reviews each morning. No manual copying, no missed requests buried in an email thread. That 3-tool combination covers intake, processing, and tracking in one flow. The person still reads every output before it reaches a client. That review step is not optional, and it is not just legal caution. AI-generated summaries miss context that the professional carrying the relationship holds. A client had a difficult week, changed their priorities, or shifted their budget. The agent does not know that unless someone tells it. Human judgment remains the final filter on anything client-facing. That limitation is real and worth naming plainly. OpenAI is also pairing the program with live training resources. The company says it is offering virtual webinars and in-person AI academies. The academies are scheduled across multiple U.S. cities. Canadian small businesses can access the virtual components directly. The in-person events do not yet extend to Canada as of this week. Check the official ChatGPT for Small Businesses page for updated access details. Availability on specific features and pricing tiers changes frequently with OpenAI products. Verify what tier gives you access to ChatGPT Work before building around it. Now think about who else benefits from this beyond the solo consultant. A small restaurant group managing 3 locations has a content problem. Every week someone needs to write social posts, update menus, and respond to reviews. That is usually the owner doing it after 10 at night. a structured ChatGPT Work setup could handle the draft layer entirely. The owner approves and posts, but stops writing from scratch every time. Combined with a tool like Canva for visual formatting, the output is complete. Canva connects to text prompts and can generate social-ready visuals quickly. The restaurant owner ends up with drafted copy and a formatted graphic. The whole package takes minutes instead of an hour. That is not passive income, and it is not a replacement for the owner. It is a permanent reduction in low-skill administrative time for a skilled person. That free time goes back into the business or back into life. There's also a service opportunity here for people watching this channel. A freelancer who learns to build reliable ChatGPT Work workflows for small businesses is offering something concrete. The client does not need to understand the tooling. They need to understand the output and the time saved. Workflow setup, prompt engineering, and integration consulting are billable skills. The demand for that kind of practical help is already ahead of supply. You do not need to be a developer to offer it. You need to understand the tools, understand the business context, and communicate clearly. That combination is genuinely scarce right now. Subscribe if you want a practical approach to building that kind of service. Now for the honest limitations before this turns into pure enthusiasm. GPT 5.6 is newer, but agentic tools still make errors on complex chains. The longer the task sequence, the more places something can drift or misfire. Businesses with sensitive financial or legal data face real compliance questions. OpenAI's data handling policies and enterprise terms deserve a careful read. The integrations with partners like Intuit and Shopify are confirmed but early. Depth and reliability of those connections will improve over time. Early adoption means some friction, some workarounds, and some manual recovery. None of that makes the tool unusable, but it makes oversight non-negotiable. ChatGPT for small businesses represents a genuine structural shift in what AI offers. The move from chatbot to agent is the change that actually matters. Small businesses and solo professionals are now inside that shift, not waiting for it. The people who benefit most will be the ones who stay hands-on. They use the agent as a capable colleague, not an autonomous replacement. The open question is whether this access at this quality, at this price point, changes who can actually compete.